You have to stop taking stress/depression naps as a coping mechanism for your poor mental health. Hi, I'm Ethan, and I help young men move past the self-improvement depression stage where they're just binging self-improvement content all day but getting no action done, and actually start taking action towards their self-improvement journey. In a past job I had, it was a completely suboptimal situation. The compensation was mediocre, the stress was really high for the kind of job that it was, and the promotion prospects were just nowhere to be found. I got into this bad habit during the work from home we've had in the past couple of years, where I just started immediately taking these stress naps that this whole video is about right after work, right at 5 p.m. It was easy because, as you can see, I'm just in my home office right here, facing outside. And then immediately at 5 p.m., once the shift was over, I just hop on that couch you see behind me and sleep for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. My daily routine literally became work, work, work all day, have like an hour lunch, and then at the end of the workday, I would just pass out on the couch for a couple of hours, wake up at 8 or 9 p.m. to eat dinner, and then go to sleep again in my room this time until the next morning, where I would wake up, brush my teeth, shower, have breakfast, and get back to work all over again. This was detrimental to my mental health in as many ways as you can imagine it was. And I want to help you get to the conclusion of a lesson that somehow took me about 2.5 to 3 months to learn. I'm not even kidding when I tell you that just a couple of the months in the past year just deleted from my memory because I spent multiple of them crashing on that couch just immediately after working this job. Like I had zero social life, zero anything going on because it was just work stress and then pass out. I want you guys to, if you're in this stage right now, just circumvent it using the skill, or not really the skill, just the good habit that I learned to replace this terrible habit. Before we get into the how we're going to replace this terrible habit with a good one, it's important to explain the why. The why that this was such a bad habit is because it literally made my entire waking hours of consciousness just that stressful activity of this stressful job that I'm referencing, where I would just wake up, eat, do the job all day, go to sleep, eat, and then sleep again. So you can see how spending every waking moment I had on this stressful endeavor could not have been conducive to being as productive as I may have wanted to be. Stress naps, anyway, just make you groggy and pissed off when you wake up from them because you're getting the circadian rhythms wrong in your brain. And you're really just doing yourself a disservice. It's not even doing the benefits that you were hoping that the nap was going to give you of just lowering your stress. It just makes you unconscious and pisses you off when you wake up at the end anyway. In essence, you're really just postponing the stress. And this all comes down to the whole mantra that this channel is going to be about, where we're trying to get away from instant gratification and encourage delayed gratification activities in our lives. And literally, these naps are one expression of instant gratification, where you push the stress away from this instant to your future slightly older self to deal with. And it's completely selfish. And this is the reason that people develop negative self monologues. But we'll get into that into a future video. And now it's time for the how. We're going to replace this terrible habit with a good one. And the reason that you clicked onto this video, the answer, and you're going to have to be patient with me. If you're the kind of person where you're going to hear this and it's going to piss you off with how simple it is, then this might not be the channel for you. But the answer really just is to go on a simple 20-30 minute walk right after work instead. Now, before you click off thinking, oh, I've been watching this whole video just to get this dumbass simplistic answer, I'm going to explain the benefits of going on this walk. And I promise they're much more profound than you're probably giving it credit for. On this walk, You're going to simply just do some nose breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth, for the 20 minutes of the beginning of this walk. You can make it however long you can afford, but let's be honest, if you have time to watch YouTube, you've at least got like 30, 40 minutes after work to spare on this really good habit, which pays off. All of the stress that couldn't be remedied in the 4-hour stress nap that you were taking after work earlier can be remedied in the first 20 minutes of this healthy in through the nose, out through the mouth breathing walk every single time consistently. In reality, it honestly only takes like 10, 15 minutes, but I'm going to be extra conservative for that 1% of people that are going to comment and think, hey, I wasn't able to do it in 10, 15 minutes. You're a liar. So let's just say 20 to be conservative, but really it shouldn't take that long. If I was a good YouTuber, what I would do is recommend that during these walks, you put in your headphones and you listen to my other videos to improve your mental health and productivity. But look, let's be honest, this is my third video. I'm probably not giving the best content that I will be after having done this for a year, right? So what would be better worth your time and is what I actually did when I started this habit is I got the audiobook Atomic Habits by James Clear on the Audible app. By the way, this isn't sponsored. I'd legally have to tell you if it was. I'm just telling you this because I genuinely loved the service and it had a great impact on me. What I did is I rinsed the Audible free subscription in a very kind of like a funny way. You essentially, to get the free subscription, you sign up with like your Amazon account because Amazon owns Audible, and you get one free token. When you're on the Audible subscription service, you basically get one token a month added to your account. And that token is good for any book, whatever price, whatever length it is. And the free subscription, you get your first token for free, and then they start you on those monthly renewals like at the end of the month. So you just take that token, you unsubscribe after like a week, and then you're good, you're safe. And how I got 2 free tokens is I just did it in the Canadian Audible, like audible.ca, and then the USA Audible, so audible.com. And I don't specifically remember how I did this, but look, if I could figure it out in 20 minutes, so can you. Come on. I'm also not sure if I can say this on YouTube. I'm figuring out the rules as I go. But let's just say there may be someone on YouTube who's literally ripped the entire script of the book, put it through a text-to-speech system, and it may be on YouTube for your searching desires if you just want to look that up. Personally, I'd recommend the Audible version, but if you want to save your token and use it on something else, then that plan B is 100% viable. But again, I do vouch for how the Audible, like rinsing the 2 free tokens things works. And, maybe I didn't really rinse the system because they did get the sale out of me. They got me on the $7.50 3 months cheaper subscription, where I've got an alarm set to cancel at the end of the 3 months, so I get the 3 cheap tokens. But you never know. I might actually get hooked and then, they get the last laugh. But whatever. I've gotten a ton of value out of the app so far. The reason that I'm recommending this Atomic Habits audiobook specifically, purposefully, and deliberately as the first audiobook that I'm recommending on this channel is because I believe that there is a blueprint or framework for all of the books, self-improvement resources, webinars, courses, you name it, that you should be taking first, second, and third. I'm going to be making plenty of videos, or maybe one big video, on this blueprint of the books that you should be reading at the start, the books that you should be reading in the middle, and then the ones that you can save for the end. Because there's some self-improvement books where, why would you read these ones way at the start? But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's an entire other video or playlist or something. The benefit that you get out of this book specifically is that you're going to learn the basics of eliminating the bad habits like sleeping on the couch and implementing the good habits such as going on these walks and using that time incredibly more productively, like learning through this kind of book. And the skills that you develop in this book and actually practicing and applying the material within it, you got to actually do it. That's a huge, huge mantra of mine, is when you're focusing on self-improvement lessons or top 10 lists or whatever, you got to implement them the same day. You can't just study for the fun of studying. I wasted years doing that. To recap the value in the gems in this video is that if you have a bad habit that is equivalent, similar, or just some sort of placeholder that can go in the place of my old bad habit of dealing with my stress with the bad coping mechanism of taking these ineffective stress naps, then you need to implement them doing something as simply positive and productive as going on these walks, which is one of the good habits that I personally keep up every single day. It's so good for your mental health, it's unreal. I'll leave it at that for today's video. Let's keep it short and sweet. The lesson is, I'm sure, ingrained in you by now. Please, if you're watching this right after work, during work, on your lunch break, in the morning, whenever, just try it out today. Instead of watching that next YouTube video, or maybe you can still do it, just listen to it on your phone's cellular data and go on that walk to get that fresh air. I am telling you that this can be a game changer and save months if you're in the kind of rut that I was a couple of months ago. Anyway, thank you for watching today. Subscribe if you want to get more content like this in your newsfeed, and like, share with a friend, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.